Urchild says, I think dating is difficult for men and women these days. I respectfully disagree, Earthchild, but if you want to come up here, we can talk about it. You can tell me why you think it's difficult, and I can tell you why I don't think it's difficult. We can discuss it. What's up, brother? How you doing?
Doing well, Big Noble, and to everybody in the chat, greetings. I'm gonna look at it from both sides of the coin. As a
Go
male,
ahead.
I'm not gonna speak too much on females, but I will stand on business as far as my statement.
Okay.
The reason why I say it is difficult for us as men is because of the fact that entertainment, social media, all that, and I think women, some women, they have a delusional mindset when it comes to what they want from a man, as far as dating goes. And then on the flip side, for the women, I really think that some of them have grew up where they are expecting certain things from men as well, provision, protection. But at the same time, I look at like it's a give and a take, and that's just my thoughts on it.
I mean, I don't think a woman is wrong for expecting provision and protection from a man, but I think, Earthchild, that there's a lot of women, like how you talked about the delusion. There's
Mm-hmm.
definitely a lot of women that, they literally live in delusion. They wake up, they lie to themselves every day. In their head, there's someone and something that they're not. And, the real world and their real life results tell them that they're not the person that they think they are, and they're not what they think they are, but they still continue to believe that. And
Mm-hmm.
I just think that, a lot of these women aren't satisfied with the current group of men that they qualify for. They're frustrated that they're not attracting the men that they actually do desire. They're frustrated that they're invisible to these men. And instead of like, going back to the drawing board and putting in some work, doing some self-improvement so they can, increase their opportunity to attract better men and date better men, they rather cry about it on the internet. Like, I don't know, like this woman and all these other women that have, co-signed this video, I don't know if in their head they think that making a video and complaining about their dating experience is gonna like change it, but it's not, you know?
Mm-hmm. And I would like to also say that, and if you agree with me, cool. If not, if you disagree, I understand that as well. I just think us as men, we have to create our value. Women are born with their value, and they have to keep up their value as far as women with their appearance. This could be their hair. This could be their weight. What's your thoughts on that?
I definitely agree with you when you say that men need to create their value.
Mm-hmm.
And I definitely agree with you as far as like women being born with their value. A woman could get on a yacht somewhere or get into a certain room or get certain opportunities, simply because of how she looks. That's not necessarily the case for men. But
Mm-hmm.
what I slightly disagree with you, Child, on is I think women's looks matter a lot when a man is not pursuing anything serious with a woman. Because,
Okay.
if he's just trying to sleep with a woman, he doesn't care about her femininity. He doesn't care about any other attributes that she has,
Mm-hmm.
as a woman. He doesn't care about how she would be as a girlfriend, as a wife, as a mom. But I
Mm-hmm.
think when a man is pursuing something serious with a woman, I
Yeah.
think most men take all of those other things into consideration, and they take them very serious. If you're gonna like, be in a relationship with someone, if you're looking to someone to, if you're looking at a woman to possibly be the mother of your kids one day, I
Mm-hmm.
think you're gonna care about, how feminine she is, how nurturing she is, cooking, cleaning, bringing you peace, just bringing value to your life. I think most men are going to care about all of those things. And
Hmm.
I just think you know, there was a woman in here earlier that said this woman that I have on the screen right now looks, keyword looks, like she can get any type of man that she wants. And I think that's the problem. I think a lot of these women are worried about, their looks more so than attributes that they can actually bring to a man's life. That's what I think, though.
Yeah, I can agree with that as far as like the attributes. But now I do want to say to you how they look on the outside. Yes, it could definitely be appealing, but when you peel back the layers and find out what's behind it, 9 out of 10, either the guy is desperate or 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 just gonna just walk away because they have enough sense to understand like, no, this isn't for me. Or last but not least, it could be a fun time, but not a long time with the woman.
No, I 100% agree with you. Let's talk about the men though, Urchild.
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think? Is the main reason, or are reasons that there are men that aren't having success in dating? And because you said men, you said you think dating is difficult for both men and women. So let's talk about the men. What do you think is making it difficult for the men that are having issues right now?
I think that there is a small group of men that majority of the women want. And that's why I say it's difficult for men.
So the same way that I said that there's women that aren't satisfied with the current group of men that they qualify for.
Hmm.
I also believe that, and it's okay if you disagree with what I'm about to say, but
Hmm.
I also think, Earthchild, that there's a group of men that are unsatisfied with, the caliber of women that they currently qualify for. I think, because obviously, we know that there's a lot of women that are delusional, but there are
Hmm.
some delusional men as well, right?
Yeah,
There
I
are
agree
some
with that.
men that are, they're 5'5", 300 pounds. They got a part-time job. They don't even have a full-time job. Like,
Hmm.
they're not doing anything productive in life. And excuse my language, but to them, they deserve a bad bitch, right? So I say all that to say, I think that there's a group of men that don't want to go back to the drawing board and put it and do any work, and self improve, so they can um, increase the caliber of women that they're able to attract. So what do you say to that?
Yeah, those are the delusional men because there are delusional men in this world as well as delusional women. So I think what we're saying, we are we are there's some parts where we agree and then there's some parts where we disagree. So it's once it's all sorted out, I think we're talking about the same thing, but just in a roundabout way.
No, I agree with you. So what advice would you give to the men that are having a hard time dating? Because you talk about, yeah, there's a large percentage of women that clearly want a small percentage of men. Um but again, I also think that, you know I, I talked about these delusional men.
Hmm.
Even with these delusional men, I believe that, they're overlooking women that are readily available for them and more than suitable for them as well.
Okay, my advice would be for a man to have purpose in his life, whether it be going to the gym, maintaining his weight, uh, picking up a marketable skill, like for example, remote employment, where they could be a digital nomad, a trade skill like HVAC, getting a CDL, possibly being a truck driver. So I mean, there are options out there to where some men can really, really change their lives and just do it for them. But the main thing is just having a purpose. Because I just know what I have learned is that me having a purpose, I'm focused on me, and everything else that's positive is going to come.
No, I hear that.
Women respect a man knowing that he has a purpose and that he has to see where she is coming from as far as like what her intentions are toward him. And if he see that doesn't align, well, he's going to continue to remain on his purpose, but there will be another woman that will be there for him and respect the fact that his purpose comes first. Oh, and what Mr. Wizard says, I do agree that you cannot get any shorties without any money. So I agree with him as well. Dev, I don't know what Dev is saying, but for those people who think that they can use their verbal vernacular as far as getting women, that's few and far in between. But at the same time, it's just like there are women out there that would cling toward a man who is on his purpose and has security.
Do you think men have a hard time handling rejection, Earthchild?
Let's see. Only the ones who don't know who they are. And the reason why I say that is that if a man is if a man is socially awkward and really doesn't know how to, talk to people, more than likely he isn't gonna, do well as far as rejection goes. So I would say it's definitely depending upon the person, or depending upon the guy.
Okay.
Because definitely when the person is socially awkward, whether male or female, they're not going to be able to take something like that well.
Right.
That's why it's important for a person to be on their purpose, and some of that is also being able to just learn who you are as a person. So, yeah.
No, 100%. What because I say this like a lot, Earthchild. Whether you see it as fortunate or unfortunate, not every man or woman for that matter, not everyone aspires, to get everything that they can get out of life. Not everyone aspires to, be so accomplished and so successful. Some people are more than content with living a mediocre or less than mediocre lifestyle. So I say that to say, if you're someone that would encourage, these group of men to, be on their purpose, if these men, like I said, they're already not the most ambitious men in the world. They're already not the most ambitious people.
Yeah.
If they said, okay, how do I go about finding my purpose? What would you say to them?
I would say, what is it that you like to do that can not only earn you an income, but at the same time, you be able to go to sleep without having to actually sleep with one eye open. I just say for me that I'm 46 years old, but my calling is working in healthcare, and I'm a RN.
Okay.
And so when I was 19 years old, I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do with my life, but I knew it was something to deal with people and providing care. So I've had many jobs, and I'll say up until the age of 38, that's when it really hit me. It was just like, okay, I know I'm good with people. I know I'm good with providing care. I need to go to nursing school. So I went, and I'm thankful that I'm an RN because I work now at a nursing home. And if I didn't have to pay bills or pay for anything, I would do this for free. So some people, their calling, it comes to them early. Some later in life, and I'm okay with being a late bloomer.
Have you ever been married before?
Yeah, I'm married at this point. Um, let's see here. My wife and I will celebrate 7 years of marriage in September,
Okay, that's
and
what's up.
and we're also working on having a child as well. So, I mean, don't get me wrong. Life isn't perfect. You know, we have our ups and downs, but at the same time, we have mutual respect.
So you're childless.
Yeah,
Okay. And how long were you and your wife together before you got married?
2 years.
Oh, okay. So would you say that you were on your purpose when you met your wife?
Yes. Hmm.
Okay.
And see, the thing is, like, for some people, it just happens when it is least expected, and that's how it happened for me.
So what was dating like for you before you met your wife? You know, from out of high school all the way to meeting your wife. Because
I dealt with, I,
you said you were doing a lot of different things.
yeah, oh man, in my 20s and early 30s, it was just party like a rock star, and and also I dealt with a lot of drugs, alcohol. I was just like, I really didn't care. But what really hit me at age 33, I was like, I got to do something with my life. And I knew right then and there, if I didn't do something with my life, I would have been in prison or in the grave. They wouldn't have been able to see 40. So
Damn.
I had to turn my life around.
Hello, Destiny. Damn. So you were kind of effing off your life up to that point.
Yeah, yeah. And also, I wanted a family. I just, I just wanted to have a life better than how I was living.
So when you were effing off your life,
Hmm.
were you were you attracting a lot of women?
I mean, I dealt with my share of rejection. I mean, so it was just I had to just learn. I was just like, look, I'm not gonna be everybody's cup of tea, and I was okay with that. But for the most part, I mean, it was women here and there. I mean, I'm not gonna say I'm God's gift to women, but at the same time, I'm not a bad looking guy.
I asked because, you know, especially nowadays, our child is like, you know, there's women out here that will move a man into their apartment.
Hmm.
You know, this man doesn't have anything going on in his life. You know, he got three dingy white tees. You
Yeah.
know, he got a pair of basketball shorts, one pair of Team Jordans, you know, one pair of dirty Levi jeans, and he got a PS5 in a backpack. And, you know, they will move this man into their apartment. They'll cook and clean for this man. They'll, you know, have this man take them to work and let him use, you know, the car while she's at work. All he gets to play the game all day. All he
Hmm.
has to do is sleep with her. So the point I'm trying to make is, you know, they be they be provisioning and protecting these men, but you know, men that have like jobs and men that have careers and men that are established and successful, they have all these requirements and hula hoops that these other men have to go through. So when I asked you about what your, you know, uh interactions with women were when you were, you know, just kind of just, you know, outside living, you know, like, you know, just living like however you was living, I'm just
Hmm.
curious if you was dealing with a lot of women, you know, during that stage, because it appears for whatever reason a lot of women, you know, like them type of guys
Well,
early
I will
on.
say this: that the thing is that women, they get an epiphany where it's like they've dealt with the struggle of, as somebody had mentioned in the chat, where they don't want that anymore. So they want the guys and they require more when they should have had those requirements before, or the standard, sorry, that they should have had those standards with this guy who plays the game with the dingy white t-shirts and the team Jordans. And, and then that way she would have been more consistent, but live and learn. Some people, and I can say this for myself, may not get it right away, but at the same time, it's just like, once you learn it, don't make other people pay for other people's mistakes. You get where I'm coming with that?
Yeah.
So yeah, because I mean that was just like when I met my wife. I was just like, I'm not gonna make her pay for any of the mistakes other women made, because that wasn't her. So, some women, see, there's a gentleman that said it, or should I say somebody in the chat said it. Why do women always have a revelation and then make others pay the price? Yeah, that's basically what I was talking about a few minutes ago. But yeah, I wasn't ever in that position where I had to be taken care of like that, and I thank God for that. But it's just some of these guys out here that live their life where they go from pillar to post, and it's just like they're okay with that. And the women that take them in, I also look at that as like a form of control, to where like if the guy he doesn't do right by the woman, she could put him out, and then he's on to the next woman. Basically a hobosexual.
Yeah. Do you think, I don't even know if I want to bring that question up right now. Yeah, I'm gonna stay away from it. I'm gonna stay away. But I think I think men, well, both men and women, but we're talking about women right now. I think men need to avoid those emotionally damaged women. Those women that dealt with a certain caliber of man early on in life. And, after they've made the mistakes, you were reading the comment of somebody saying something that like, woman will be living a certain way and then want to make another man pay the price. Like that's a real thing. And I just think once men realize that they're dealing with a woman like that, I think they just need to cut ties with that woman.
Yeah, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I do agree, because of the fact that both of them is going to go down the road they really shouldn't have went down, and then it's going to be even more hurt people in the process.
Would you at 46 years old, would you encourage young men? And when I say young men, I'm talking about like, I'll say like 30 and under, like men in their like, early to, I'll even say late 20s. Especially us black men, when we're that age, we don't really, for the most part, be thinking about settling down with one woman, getting married, starting a family. Especially, those of us that have access to a lot of different women, that really just for whatever reason doesn't, ponder our mind. But I'm asking you as a 46-year-old man, would you encourage, young black men to start trying to, I'm not necessarily saying get married and start having kids like in their, mid or late 20s, but just the idea of not, dealing with a bunch of different women and just more so focus on, getting that one?
I think what it is first, the person, they have to have a purpose. I mean, I know I mentioned it earlier, but just having purpose, it makes a person take stock of what they have. And so once they do that, whatever is not a part of that in a positive way, that person is not going to deal with it. So women is a byproduct of success.
Absolutely.
So once the man has a purpose, he conquers that, and he's able to take care of himself. That will come, and that was something that I had to learn.
Hmm.
I'm thankful that I learned it because one, it just made me understand that yes, there are plenty of women out there, but when there's one that is aligned to your purpose, I mean, there aren't going to be great days, there aren't going to be bad days, but at the same time, it's just like she knows that this is what you stand for. This is a part of you. So that's what I say. Purpose comes first.
No, I 100% agree with you, man. That'll be that's great advice, man. I think us men, especially us younger men,
Mhm.
and I'm not talking about myself, but just us younger men in general. I think we be for whatever for unfortunately a lot of us don't be having our priorities in order,
Uh-huh.
and
Yeah.
women are already a distraction, right? And whether you're in a relationship, whether you're not in a relationship, and you're dealing with multiple women are already a distraction. But like you said, women are a byproduct of success. So
Mhm.
I definitely agree with you, and I think it's great that you're saying that men should focus on their purpose and just becoming accomplished, just becoming successful, and they'll have access to all the women it is that they desire.
Mhm.
I think a lot of men be prioritizing women and running around with women, and that takes them away from their purpose and even delays their success, or they never become the
Mhm.
success that they could have been because of women. So I think that's great advice that you're giving, man.
And then another thing too is that I'm looked at it as an OG. And honestly, when I was like in my teens, I didn't think I would live to see 46 years old because of the environment that I came from. But I realized that just because I lived in that environment, it doesn't mean that uh, I have to be stagnated. I can grow as a person, and I did. And so it's basically up to the person. And we can choose to live by doing positive things, or we can choose to die by being in environments to where it's just like, you know, that are not good for us as people. So, you know, hey, anytime when I could, give some wisdom out to a person, I will, because it's just like that's what some of the younger guys need. They need somebody to talk to them and to just explain to them that there is another way out. It may not happen right away for you, but there is another way out.
No, 100%, man. Where you from, Urchild?
Kansas City, Missouri.
Okay, Kansas City, Missouri. Okay, okay, okay. No, man, I appreciate you coming on here, man. You said everything you said was great, and um it needed to be heard, man. I even needed to hear all of those things that you just said. I'm definitely doing and have been doing what I need to do out here, but
Mhm.
I'm human, and I definitely am susceptible to getting distracted and do get distracted sometimes. I don't ever steer too far left, because I'm really on top of myself, but you just sometimes you just need reassurance.
I want to give a shout out to Royalty Summer as well as Dev. Uh, they have been in the chat, and I saw a few of their comments. And anybody else that agrees with me or Big Noble, I want to thank you guys not only for listening, but your comments are heartfelt, and I receive all of them.
Yeah, thank you, Urchad. I appreciate you, brother. You have yourself a good night, and I'm not going to be regularly live streaming on here. I just popped up on here tonight, but
Yeah.
whenever I'm on here, you're always free to join the conversation. All right, brother.
Well, I'm gonna hop back into the chat. If anybody has any questions or anything, I'm open to answering them so that somebody else can have a chat with you. I don't know if you're taking other. Um,
Oh
people.
yeah, I'm definitely taking other people. Definitely.
Okay, okay. Well, Big Noble, I had fun. It was
Thank you, man. I appreciate you.
all right. I'm
Doing great.
step down.
All right, brother. You have a good one.